Great Monday evening, 2/22/2021. To God be the glory for yet another beautiful day. And this is the last week of February. Can you believe it? The second month of the year, going into the third, Lord willing. And we would have gone over Proverbs 22 and Numbers 34, I believe. So I'm going to pass it to Timotheus first and see what spoke to him this evening.
Verse 13 of Proverbs.
Well, that is, the slothful man saith, there is a lion without. I shall be slain in the streets. Ooh, that sounds like some excuse to me.
Like that, because it just makes me think about how sometimes I can realize when I have to do something where I'll just like complain about things, but I won't get them done. And that's the same kind of mentality of people who often talk about people, or like, like typical, fill in the blank or something like that, but they won't do anything about it. Like they just, complain, and there's no action to try and help that type of behavior. So it's not all about like traditional laziness, like laying on the couch, but just like complaining about something but like never doing anything about it. So that's all.
And then you look up one day and all this time has passed and all these opportunities have passed and we haven't taken advantage of any. And then we're miserable, and miserable people, right, make other people miserable. Or what is it? Hurt people hurt others because they feel the pain inside of them, and knowingly and unknowingly they pass it to others, and then they'll be very critical of others because they have a void themselves. So that's human nature, and that's very astute for a teenager to recognize that we're miserable when we don't do what we're called to do, and then we can easily point the finger. But then, the fingers that are pointing back to us. What are we doing? So that's a call for all of us to measure up and to do the things that are sometimes unpleasant, right? They're hard. I remember Hebrews 12:11 says, no discipline at the time is pleasant. Okay? It's like very, it's very, ew. Right? Just the word discipline. But afterwards, after effect, it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness. There's a good result from going through the process. And that's what we were saying before. Sometimes we have to endure your discipline. That's in Hebrews 12:7. God corrects you as a father corrects his children because he loves us. All children are disciplined by their fathers. If you aren't disciplined like the other children, you aren't part of the family. So God wants us to operate in his family and accomplish. It says, for a short time, our fathers disciplined us as they thought best. Yet God disciplines us for our own good so that we can become holy like him. We don't enjoy being disciplined. No one does. It always seems to cause more pain, ouch, than joy. But later on, those who learn, you're still learning. I know I'm still learning as an adult. But those who learn from that discipline have peace that comes from doing what is right. So that is wisdom, Timotheus. And when you train up a child in the way they should go, eventually it'll come about. That's beautiful. And in Numbers 34, we just talked about being in the family of God. Well, they were in a process, Moses was in a process of dividing the land among the tribes. And we know the tribes were the families. And it says in verse 13, and Moses commanded the children of Israel, saying, this is the land which ye shall inherit by lot. There are some things that we inherit from our parents, from our families, but something that we have to remember is the discipline that we want to inherit, the after effect, the fruit of the Spirit afterwards. But we got to go through. And remember this morning when we said, when we go through the fire, it shall not burn us. When we go through the flood, it shall not overwhelm us or overtake us, because the Lord is with us, our Father, our ultimate Father. So let's go through the discipline. Let's go through the process and know that on the other side, we will come out as pure gold. So thank you, Timotheus. That helped me because, whoo, sometimes we get a whooping, a spanking as an adult, but the Lord is conforming us to his image. And we thank the Lord for another chance. Have a good evening, getting some rest and enjoying his presence.